So today's practice is all about bringing that focus and attention to you and giving you what you need, which honestly sometimes is just that, just focusing on ourselves, knowing what's going on with us, giving ourselves that permission. Let's get ourselves then in a really, really nice, comfortable position for our practice today. So what do you need right now? How can you best support yourself? What's going to be the best position and posture for you to practice in today that's going to be really, truly supportive of you? And then just softening the gaze. As you go, you might just want to take in your surroundings and then slowly lowering the gaze beyond the tip of the nose and softening that. And if you feel safe and comfortable to, you can shut the eyes, but only if you feel safe to, so that you can feel like the attention can go a little bit more internal now. And perhaps as you do that, and you just shut off that sense of visual perception, perhaps the mind starts feeding your awareness with new stories. So rather than those ones that you can interpret from all that you're taking in visually, perhaps the mind just starts to make impressions, pull your attention. And you can just indulge that for a moment, and perhaps you can even get a sense of noticing rather than indulging. So perhaps you can notice that there is a story here that might be playing out about your day or your mood, or about how your life is like right now. And then as we just allow the mind to settle down, just bringing your attention to your body here and just noticing how that feels instead. So noticing the points of contact between the body and the chair or what you are lying on now. And let's just do a quick recce, noticing if the feet feel supported. Is there anything you can do to just relax them, make them feel a little bit more supported? Are you telling yourself any stories here? Is there anything that you are judging about yourself? And now the legs, are they feeling supported by whatever you are resting on? And again, are there any stories here? Any judgments that you're making about this part of your body? And the same with the hips and the back. Anything you can do, any adjustments you can make to be a bit more comfortable here. And then the back of the head, could you just adjust your alignment a little bit so that the head and neck can rest? Taking a little bit of pressure off these to constantly be alert and just let them rest a little bit. And again, perhaps we have stories about the body, about it not being enough in some way or being too much in some way. And the mind can wander over these stories and visit them. You can let it. But we can also notice other things too. And the mind will settle down soon. So there's nothing for us to do. Just notice when it wanders and where to. So let's start to notice that we are breathing. And see if you can just hold your focus for one breath on the in and out breath. And then perhaps another, perhaps you can focus on the next in breath and the next out breath. And the mind may tempt and lure you with impressions, stories. There's nothing for you to do in terms of stopping this. It will always do that. But you can choose to be here with a new story, the one that you are here breathing. As you breathe in and breathe out. And as you do that, the mind will settle down soon. And each time you notice it pulling you into a story, you can just gently bring it back to you here as you breathe in and breathe out. And as you breathe in and breathe out, there will be all sorts of things going on. Perhaps certain moods, perhaps certain situations that the mind wants to reach for, perhaps certain circumstances, perhaps certain states of mind, perhaps completely random things, and you have no idea why you're getting impressions of those. And all of this is okay. All of this can be here. We're not trying to stop anything that's part of us, part of our experience from being here. But we can breathe in and breathe out and bring our attention as fully as we can to the next breath, alongside those. And as we focus on the next breath in and out, perhaps the attention tips to being more aware of the breaths than the stories. Perhaps not. Perhaps you just snatch the awareness of a breath every now and then. And it's all okay. But as you breathe in and breathe out, perhaps you can bring your attention more and more onto your breath here now. And as you do that, perhaps the mind starts telling stories about the breath. perhaps that you're not doing this right, or it's not deep or long enough, or anything at all. But you don't have to change the breath, just notice it going in and out. And with each breath and each time you focus on it, just focusing that bit more on yourself as this breathing being. As this person who is here in their experience today, breathing in and breathing out with nothing else to do. Just breathe in and breathe out and noticing the next breath. And perhaps already the mind is calmer, softer, giving space for you to notice your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you notice the breath, perhaps the experience of breathing can become bigger than the experience of your stories and circumstances. And perhaps you can even visualize this, if that works for you, as a sensation or a shape just getting bigger and bigger as you breathe, a sense of your wider self, your fuller self, around those very human and very relatable parts of ourselves, those stories, those impressions, those moods, those emotions, those thoughts. Breathing in and out, and just giving yourself some space around those with each breath. Breathing in, here is you in your human experience, and here also is your breath. And breathing out, just softening. And you don't have to do anything here but just breathe in and breathe out. And perhaps the experience of your breath can be a little bit more complete and full now. Perhaps your attention is largely on the breath now. And perhaps that experience feels vast and immersive for you, leading you to a sense of peace and safety. Nothing to do but breathe. Nothing to be aware of but the breath. And all those stories, all those moods, sensations, thoughts can carry on. But your predominant focus is on your breath. As you breathe, perhaps into or around all those concepts that make you, you. All those human emotions and thoughts and circumstances. breathing in and breathing out. And building your own experience of your breath as your point of focus, maybe feeling it drift through you like the breeze on a summer's day, or perhaps focusing on a certain spot where you feel the breath strongest, and returning to that focus each time the mind wanders to an old story. Breathing in and breathing out. And with the next breath, can you perhaps feel the breath somewhere new, perhaps between the shoulders, perhaps between the hips? As you expand that experience of the breath around you, supporting you, holding you. And perhaps as you do that, you fill this space with something else, with a sense of observing the space you occupy and all the thoughts, impressions, stories within it, and then the larger container that you are creating with the boundaries of your breath around you. Breathe in and breathe out. And how does this feel? Does it feel like a new story, perhaps whole, complete, peaceful, fulfilled? And is there a place you can feel that, perhaps around you or inside of you? And perhaps you can become that sense of peace, of fulfillment, of contentment. Perhaps that is synonymous with your breath in and out, with this breathing being. This vantage point that is you, that is always there, always supporting you, always getting you through, that's awake when you're asleep, navigates you when you're lost, that protects you when you cannot. And just notice your breath, your breathing self for a few moments now. breathe in and breathe out. What is here now as you breathe in and breathe out? Breathing into this expanded sense around you containing all those other wonderful things that make you you. All those experiences and judgments. All those human fears and doubts. And all those joys and loves as well. Allowing them all to be here and focusing on you as a container for these as you breathe in and around them. Good. And just enjoying yourself breathing here for a few moments now before we bring today's practice to a close, just in your own way. Good. Now take a breath in and out and see if you can gently adjust your focus now back to your body, the boundaries of your body. Feeling once again the feet resting and the legs and the sitting bones supported. The back of the body against the chair or the bed or the sofa. And an awareness of the back of the head. And just allowing your awareness to come back to you. Perhaps now re-identifying with any stories that you need to reorientate yourself to this time and space, this day of the week, time of day, and noticing how you feel right now in this moment. And then gently, with no rush, bring your full awareness back to the surroundings, perhaps blinking the eyes open, perhaps just making a few small, natural, nice movements in the body, maybe a nice big stretch. And I hope you enjoyed that opportunity to look after and focus on yourself.